Oh, hey there. So I just got into Rome and I got on my cruise ship. It's a Viking cruise. And so here's what happened. So yesterday, all right, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to detail. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I booked this cruise in July. It's now October. A lot of things have happened. And basically, I looked at my itinerary yesterday and I went, oh, I guess I fly from Edinburgh, Scotland to Dublin, which I didn't even know. And then from Dublin, then I'm going to fly over to Rome. And then I was like, oh, I don't have to get on my ship till the next day. So what am I going to do? Where am I going to stay? I haven't booked a hotel, none of that stuff. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be because I haven't looked at anything. So then turns out that somebody in Dublin was driving whatever the car thing is that pulls the plane, and they hit the plane, which delayed it by about 3 hours. So we couldn't leave Edinburgh for an extra 3 hours, which means basically everybody missed their flights. Now my daughter really had to get back to Chicago, and she somehow her flight was earlier than mine, but somehow she made it onto her flight, but I did not. And I was very grateful for that. And then I came through, and there was a bunch of people that were very upset. I was like, like I got a connecting flight in Rome or to Rome. What are we gonna do about that? And they go, well, I have to fly tomorrow. I was like, I gotta be on a ship. They go, well, tough luck. I was like, do you know what time? They go, no. I was like, well, it's kind of important. I kind of need to know that. And they go, we'll get you out here at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, when do I land? And they told me, I'm like, I think I can make it. So when I was like, and where am I supposed to stay? No problem. We got you a hotel. We got you transportation. We got you meals. Everything's covered. I was like, so then I walk out and I'm looking for where in the world I'm supposed to go to get my ride. And I've never seen this before in an airport. And I've been all over the world. But they had a church and they said, yeah, you see underneath that sign over there, it says, God is love. That's where your ride is. And I'm like, I see what you're doing here. And so then I showed up and I was like, look, I'm not going to be upset. I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to see what in the world. There's probably some good reason for this. There's some divine appointment, and I don't fully understand it. And I don't have to understand. I'm not going to lose a bunch of sleep over it. So what I did, rather than getting upset, is I was like, okay, well, let's see what God has in store. And I got on there. I met some people. We ended up all going and hanging out all across Dublin last night. I got about 2 hours of sleep, but then it was okay because by the time I got on the plane, I was very tired, which I don't usually sleep on planes. And I slept on the plane, and it worked out. And then I got here and was like, now where do I meet people? Because I haven't looked because I'm lazy. And so I called up the Viking Cruise people, and they're like, well, hold on a second. And at first I was talking to this one lady, and she's all like, oh, you could pay for this train ride is 250 pounds, which is a lot for a ride. And I'm like, what's your other option? She goes, well, you take, I forget it, some other transportation. We got to switch 3 different times to get over there. I'm like, how far away is it? But she couldn't really speak English. And then finally I was like, I'm just going to look. I'm just going to see what I see. And I walked around the corner and there were some people with Viking. And I was like, hey, you guys getting a ride to the boat? And they're like, we see your name, but you didn't pay for transportation. I'm like, well, how much does it cost? They go, they'll figure it out later. I'm like, they won't. And so then I got on the bus, and there's no way I could have found this place. It was an hour drive on a bus. I had no clue what I was doing. I'm in a country I don't understand. When I got here, I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't do anything else. It all worked out. And then I like basically walked right on and got on the boat, and they gave me a full tour. And I told a few jokes while they were giving the tour. And the guy in charge looked at me and he goes, are you with the entertainment on this one? I was like, no. And he goes, you have a card? I was like, yeah. And he goes, give this to the captain. We'll see what we can do. So who knows what will happen. But anyway, the next 8 days, I'm going to be on this Viking cruise, and we're going to go all around Italy and Croatia. So I'll try to fill you guys in on the amazing thing. Now, this is a very luxurious boat, and I'm not used to luxury at all. I'm used to, like, here's a peanut butter sandwich. And I'm like, I love this. Thank you so much. But this is very highbrow. And so I'm not going to fit in, and people are going to look at me like I'm some kind of a bum. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Love you guys.